It's unforgiving love. When will you come around? When will you come around? When will you come around? It's unforgiving love.
And foremost, if nobody told you as of yet today, I love you. If nobody told you as of yet today, I am proud of you. You're going to continue to achieve anything you set out to do. You understand me? Also, chosen ones, you already know I do have to give you that brief disclaimer. So I only want you to take what resonates and I want you to leave the rest behind. All right. So I don't want you trying to force certain scenarios for you. If you don't happen to get your confirmation through me, I guarantee you won't get it through somebody else. All right. So be patient with your process. Also, as you already know, my voice is too raspy to be whispering, all right? So this is about the time that you probably want to go ahead and hit that volume, okay? Now, before we get started, chosen ones, as always, I want to thank you so much in advance for all your love, like, share, subscribes, your gifts, kind words, not only to myself, but each other too. I don't always get the moment or the time as I'm relaying the message, excuse me, to say that to you. So I appreciate you. All right. Now, also chosen ones, for those of you who have to pop in and out of this live, it's okay because I'll post it on YouTube as well. Now, just a reminder, excuse me, chosen ones, that today is the last day for the buy one, get one freeze. All right. So this is the buy one, get one for the 10-minute reading, 15-minute readings. As far as our coaching sessions, 30-minute, the bundle deal, the hour session, so on and so forth. So the link is in my bio, okay? So this is the last day. Just wanted to make sure that I did relay that to you. Now, chosen ones, the message for today has various parts to it, all right? And the message for today is continue to pray even after your prayers are getting presented, all right? And I say this, chosen ones, because everything that you were praying for is starting to get presented to you. You're in the middle of certain manifestations, so certain things are aligning with you and on their way towards you. However, there's some of you chosen ones that as soon as you start to see certain things balance out, you stop praying or you step away from the things that God had guided you to, right? And I'll explain it to you, chosen ones. Now, one, there are certain people that are going to attempt to represent themselves in your life. Now, these are people that God's been guiding you, that these individuals are no longer for you. Intuitively, God told you that these individuals either was competing with you, they had ill intentions towards you, they were deceiving you, so on and so forth. So you initially, it was your intuition that was telling you. Now, I always remind you, chosen ones, that your intuition, your discernment is your superpower. Not everybody has access to that, all right? So I want you to realize, chosen ones, that there are certain individuals that initially, intuitively, God was guiding you as well as telling you that these individuals were not for you. So this is you energetically feeling a side eye every time certain things start to look good for you. They feel a certain type of way. These are individuals that, again, they're competing with you. So you say you want to do certain things, they hurry up and try to rush and do them before you. These are Mrs. and Mr. Me Too's, all right? So these were copycat energies. There's certain people, chosen ones, that the whole time that they was connected to you, they secretly were your frenemies. They were just befriending you to betray you. They seen how other people noticed you, how other people acknowledged you. They seen the light that was within you, as well as that shined on you. So they wanted to be the center of attention. Now, this would be equivalent to, if you think about the stage, right, chosen ones. So you see certain actors on stage, and you see the light is just following them. See, you would be equivalent to not that actor. You would be the actual light person. You understand me? You will be the person that actually is shining that light on them. So whoever you give attention to, you're putting them under that spotlight, and that spotlight belongs to you. That's your light, right? So there's certain individuals that you have been pouring into, you've been placing on a pedestal, you've been pouring into their lives, assisting them, and these are individuals that truly were had negative intentions towards you. These were people that were actually trying to stop you. These were people that were going through certain karma and consequences based upon what they was doing behind the scenes about you, right? So there's certain people that you kept seeing that they was experiencing certain circumstances, not realizing, chosen ones, that you were helping the person who planned to have you go through what they were going through. So initially they were sending ill intentions. See, you have to realize lies, manipulation, that's a form of magic too. You understand? So there's certain people that were speaking spells on you. There were certain people that were jealous of you. Again, illusions, right? Now I say this, chosen ones, because you intuitively felt that. Now all of a sudden, God is forcing you physically to see these things too. So there's some of you that were the, well, if you don't see it, you don't believe it type. Well, now God started to present certain things towards you. See, initially he told you what they intended to do before they had an opportunity to do it. But if you chose not to take that initiative to separate yourself from them, then you put yourself at risk to experience the things that had coming in, okay? So there's some of you chosen ones, you have to realize that you have the ability to change certain dynamics. And I always tell you when you come to me, like, listen, this is what's aligned for it to happen. If you don't take this step, then this is going to be a domino effect and certain things are going to change based upon that, right? So you always have the first choice to walk away from certain situations that truly don't suit you. The thing is, chosen ones, you tend to be more loyal to these people who hurt you, use you, abuse you than you do you, right? So you sit there and give them time and time again. You think about how you walking away would hurt them, but the whole time you're hurting as you're helping them, right? So you have to start thinking about you. But again, you were loyal to the wrong individuals. Now, are you supposed to be a lover? Absolutely. Are you supposed to be a giver? Absolutely. But you're supposed to give to certain people who give the same back to you. So these are people that their cup is full as well. So when you pour into them, they pour into you. It's an overflow between the two, not you having to keep watering them, keep helping them, so on and so forth, because that takes attention off of you. Okay. So just make sure that you're aware of that. All right. Now, I say this, chosen ones, because there's certain people that God has physically forced out of your life. So the first time you had the opportunity to walk away from them, but because you didn't see them cheating, you just intuitively felt it. You stuck it out until you found out they had a baby on you, and when they posted these pictures with this other individual, or so on and so forth. You had to physically see certain things for you to believe those things. And there's some of you, even after you physically seen those things, you couldn't believe those things, and you continue to stay with those things, right? So now again, you have to realize how you can self-sabotage and place yourself in certain positions, and that's you switching the karmic cycle out with these people who did it to you. So sometimes, chosen ones, you get karma based upon how you're carrying you too, right? So if you're not loving on you, you're allowing people to disrespect you, take advantage of you. That's equivalent to how people did you when you wasn't old enough to defend yourself. So the same way that you say, well, that's not right how your parents allowed so-and-so to abuse you. Now you're grown, but you're allowing your inner child, to be around these individuals who abused you, or you go to the next abuser to do the same thing to you, right? So you get karma, chosen ones, by not getting yourself out of situations when you're able to, right? God protects babies and fools. So therefore, when he intuitively shows you certain things, you're no longer a fool because he told you what that individual intended to do, right? So from that point in time, everything that you do is a decision. It's a choice. So there's some of you that's crying out that you want karma to hit certain people, but you continue to deal with it. So yes, they're going to get karma for how they carried you, but you'll get karma too because you were well aware of what this person was doing towards you, but you continue to stay there, right? So you can't keep saying, oh, so-and-so keeps cheating, they're going to get karma, but you continue to stay there and allow them to cheat on you. So that means you're cheating you too. That means you sat there and volunteered to be with these individuals. So the same way they getting karma, you're going to get hit with that karma as well. So that's equivalent to you riding with somebody, chosen ones, and you knowing that they got drugs on them, you knowing that they got guns on them. So that means you volunteer yourself to be in that same car with that person with certain negative things on them that could put you at risk and you getting in trouble for them, right? So chosen ones, that's the same energetically. There's some of you getting RICO cases based upon who you're connected to, who you choose to allow to continue to hurt you, and you're calling out for karma, but that's like the little boy your little girl who cried wolf. You cannot keep calling in for karma to happen to these people for how they're doing you if you're doing that to you too. So everybody is going to get hit for how they're handling it. So you'll get karma for allowing it, for accepting it, for continuing it. They'll get karma for doing it, for continue to do it, so on and so forth. But everybody's going to be held accountable, not just that person if you are allowing them to do that, right? Now, I say this, chosen ones, because there's certain people that God has been showing you. Now, this is because, and you'll know who these people are. So this is not just romantically, but this is as far as job positions too. You're working hard, they're taking advantage of you. You're working hard to do certain, to go above and beyond things that go above and beyond your title, and they're not reimbursing, they're not appreciative, they're not helpful. When you have certain situations come up, they're not understanding of it. God's been guiding you. So there's certain things where initially, when you first get a opportunity presented, there's multiple. So have you ever noticed that when you apply to one job and you finally get a call back from one and you accept it, all of a sudden a bunch of jobs rush in and you have to make a certain decision? That's because, chosen ones, God gives you options. God wants to see, have you learned your lesson? Are you choosing what really makes sense for you? So there's some of you that rush to select a position because you felt like it could pay off bills faster for you. So you hurry up and rush in this position because you felt like it could solve your problems faster, right? Now that same, as far as boundary that you have, the things that you're willing to accept for things to hurry up and go your way, that shows the criteria that you have for relationships, friendships too. You settling for certain things that truly don't suit you but get you faster to what you want to do, right? So that's no different than these people who are out here doing magic, right? Because they want something faster than what certain things that are not aligned for them, faster than what is supposed to be for them. Because if you're properly prepared, your things will then get presented. If you're not prepared for them, God's not going to present them because you're not going to miss your opportunity at them, right? So I'll let you know this, chosen ones. As far as certain positions, as far as certain people, God will show you signs and synchronicities so that you can make the selection before God has to make the decision for you, before he gives that person an option over you, right? So the first would be you being with somebody that it's always fighting, it's always argument, it's always toxicity. You don't trust this person, so you always have to look over their shoulder. That's like you giving, that's like you walking around with OJ or in the kitchen with OJ. I don't care how much they said his ass, if the glove don't fit, we must equip. I'm not walking around in the kitchen with knives in his hands and shit. I'm not going to trust that. I don't care how much, as far as Jason said he's done killing motherfuckers, I'm not going to be walking with Jason either, right? I'm going to continue running. So, chosen ones, the same way that you wouldn't, that's like you attracting or accepting back a cheater. You know what they're capable of. You know what they had the opportunity to do. So if this person did certain things, you giving them another opportunity is just giving them another opportunity to do it, right? So there's some of you chosen ones, again, you will be in paranoia. You'll never be happy with them because you've seen what they did. You can't trust their decisions. So if they cheated once, now you're never going to trust them because you know that they have the capability of doing that, right? So you have to know that as far as that relationship, that wouldn't be for you. Now, I say this because, again, there's certain people, chosen ones, that you've been seeing signs and synchronicities that you shouldn't be with them. Your energy's depleted with them. You're feeling draining. You feeling sick. You tired. You're aging faster while this person is starting to look youthful because they draining from you. You out here taking care of the house. You here taking care, not taking care of yourself. Just this person is just, again, not for you. You're arguing all the time. You're fighting all the time. There's some of you that keep confused and trials and tribulations for somebody who's causing trauma. See, God is not going to show you certain negative things about this individual or present certain things in a light to you if you're still supposed to be with this individual. He just would have kept it from you, right? So if he's showing you things, there's some of you that hold, oh, well, now that you're married, you're not supposed to get a divorce. The Bible said, well, the Bible also says you're not supposed to just settle either. The Bible also said you're supposed to get married to your true divine boo. And some of you was an illusion and sat there and put a title on somebody somebody who truly didn't even belong to you. You could have been married to them, but they never been your husband and wife. You understand me? You was just giving them that title. The whole time that had a little a clock on it on when it was going to end, because it wasn't supposed to be in the first place. You understand? So there's some of you chosen ones where you're holding on to certain bits and parts of the Bible that you choose to select. But again, it wouldn't have never been a divorce if you ain't select the wrong person in the first place. You have to be you so that you know who's for you. You have to be that to receive that. So you are a reflection of the things that you're attracting in, whether or not you are a reflection because you're fearful of it and you keep manifesting it back in, whether or not it's because you're accepting certain cycles connected to certain people that you're not supposed to be with. Some of you, again, are attracting the people that you're attracting based upon a cycle that was connected to family that you came from. So you have to remember that family's always not always where you come from, but also often who you're led to. So some of you were just assigned the families that you're in. That's why you're not anything like these individuals. You got a light within you and they got darkness all within them. You got ambitious when they just got hating ass intentions. You are a go-getter while they out here to get over. You understand? You're not like them. You're not supposed to. You gave them an opportunity to break a cycle. That's it. You was on borrowed time. They was on borrowed time. They didn't realize that you was going to break them from certain cycle. You was giving them another opportunity at life. Your mother never had love, so God gave her the ability to give birth to love, which was you. She didn't accept it. That was a shame on her. That's not a reflection of you. You're going to get guided to your true spiritual family, your true spiritual alignment, your true tribe, right? So chosen, once again, some of you attracted the people that you attracted based upon the people that you were around. So because you're so used to dealing with nothing ass individuals, that's all you're accustomed to, you end up selecting certain partners that's the best of the bum energy when this person is not really equivalent to your energy level, right? Or does not belong to you. So you're so used to fixing certain things that you don't realize that you can have something that's already prepared or as far as move-in ready. You're so used to having to put work in that you don't realize that you can accept or you can attract somebody who's already healed. You understand me? Not having to wait on them to catch up to you. No, you can attract somebody that reflects you, but know who you are so that you know when you're looking at a reflection of you too, chosen ones, all right? Because whoever you encounter is going to tell you a little bit about yourself, whether or not it's about how you're handling things, what you're accepting of things, the cycles connected to you, or the way that you've been to other individuals. That cycle's now getting presented to you to see what you're going to do, right? So I'll say this. One, some of you for love, chosen ones, God's giving you an opportunity to look at your person. See if that's truly for you. And I say this, chosen ones, because some of you will come up with so many excuses how it's everybody's problem and why y'all not working out. And yes, they could have had a hand, but their hand was to highlight the things that wasn't working in the first place, right? So I want to say this. There's some of you that'll sit there and blame everybody else on why you and that individual didn't work, rather than it just wasn't your person. You sit there and say, oh, well, this person listened to them, this person listened to that. Yes, so think about that. It's them, not other people, because if the people come and go would change out who's been tearing y'all down, that means it's y'all then, right? So again, chosen ones, you have to realize that some of these people that you were attracting was based upon trauma bonding, what you needed. You had abandonment issues, so you attracted somebody who had abandonment issues too. So because you seen the things that they needed, you took from you to give to this individual. In return, you thought that they was going to do that back, but they didn't. They sat there and chose to pour into the next person. So there's some of you chosen ones where, again, you are getting karma based upon the fact that you didn't prioritize yourself. You sat there and prioritized another person. You have to be that to receive that. You are not to accept the bare minimum anymore. You understand me? You're not no little child. Now, the inner child of you is still around, but she has to, or he has to, be balanced with your adult as far as energy as well, right? Your mind, body, and soul has to align. So with me saying this, you have to take a look around you, set your boundaries up. Everything that you set a boundary for is going to have to it's going to filter out and it's going to have to live up to that, right? So you say you're no longer settling. That goes for every situation, not just, oh, everybody except for this person. You accept it. Nobody can disrespect you except for your mother who's saying little slick comments to you. Nobody can disrespect you except for your partner when they putting you down. Absolutely no. You're setting that boundary all the way around. So you're not taking no disrespect. You're getting reciprocation. You're going to have people who pour into you. You're no longer chasing individuals. You have to know your value. There's some of you chosen ones, you're so used to having to shoot your shot, get this person attention to try to guide them for this or save them for that. Absolutely not. You focus on you, and whoever's for you is going to start to come in. It's not for you to have to chase this person down like Baby D did Day Day's ass around the car. Absolutely not. And especially for a small ass cookie. No. So, chosen ones, it's no longer chasing love. The person who's for you is going to present themselves. Whoever misses that opportunity, misses that opportunity. It ain't no coming back. You're something like a shooting star, chosen ones. That sometimes not everybody gets to see that. It has to be at the right time, at the right place, and you got to be looking up at the right thing in order for you to see that, right? And once you see that, you're able to make a wish. See, I tell you, you something like a genie, but if they rub you the right way, they going to get more than just 3 wishes. They going to get love, protection, the ability to manifest certain things in. They got vision, they got guidance, they got, as far as longevity that comes with being with you. But you have to remember that you're the prize, because some of you are out here chasing these demonic ass individuals. I'm not about to be chasing somebody that does not see my value. I'm not going to persuade this person or try to sell myself to this person. Absolutely not. So you have to be you. Whoever's aligned with you is going to know who you are, right? So this is like a collector's item. You're something like a collector's item. Not everybody's going to have access to you. Not everybody's going to be able to play with you. That's why some people may not see your value, because if they're in an immature state of mind, think about collector's items back in the day, chosen ones. Those Tonka trucks, as far as the little baseball cards, football cards, Pokemon cards, the little Barbies. Think about the collectibles. Certain collectibles, especially the Barbie edition, the Christmas edition where she was all fancy, you couldn't be playing with them. They had to stay in the box. They had to be lined all up. They had to stay on a pedestal. See, in due time, that was going to grow value, right? So this is the same as the beanie bags, as far as like the Furbies, the trolls, all of that, right? The things that in due time, it started to grow value for them. So chosen ones, this is the same pertaining to you. There's certain people that when you got presented to them, they didn't see your value because they couldn't have access to you like they wanted to. They're so used to playing with this, running this down, doing this, turning this all around, that they couldn't do those things with you. So they didn't see that you was valuable. The whole time they didn't realize, had they placed you up on that pedestal, had they loved on you, nurtured you, protected you, that they would have sat there and been rewarded for actually protecting you, keeping you safe, keeping you up in a sense. They would have got rewarded for that, chosen ones, right? So it's nothing special that they had to do. They just had to make sure that they knew your value, placed you on that pedestal that they were supposed to. They didn't have to do anything crazy because you came with a protection case around you, right? So think about the Barbies. They had the protection cases, the thick plastic, where yes, they can dust it off if you want to see it, but you ain't really had to do nothing. You just had to keep it out of harm's way. You just had to know its value, that this can't be just any place, right? So the same pertaining to you. They didn't see your value when they first met you. They couldn't play with you. They couldn't do what they wanted to do. They were so used to running things around, again, doing what they did. So they found little toys that they could do that shit with. You wasn't that person. So there's some of you chosen ones where you were feeling less about you because you felt like nobody seen your value. And that's true, but it was the wrong person. They wasn't supposed to. You understand? Now you're going to align with somebody who knows about that collector's item. So there's somebody right now praying for somebody just like you, somebody who's a loving parent. If you're not a parent, you have the ability to be, because you didn't raise your siblings, you didn't raise your mothers, you didn't raise other people's vibrations. So you're somebody that is automatically a husband, a future husband, or wife, or whatever the case may be. They see you as somebody valuable. This is somebody who sees your ability to build, because they see where you came from. You didn't sat there and built a new cycle. You broke down the old cycle. You didn't rebuild rebuilt anew. So they see that you work well under pressure. You're somebody who also can work by yourself, but you can also work in groups too. You understand me? You're a team player, but at the same time, you're going to focus on your mission. So if that means that you had to be by yourself, then you had to be by yourself as long as you was paying attention, right? So there's somebody right now praying for somebody who looks like you, with morals like you, who holds conversations like you, somebody who's a giving individual. See, you're somebody that the last person you was with, they didn't see your value because you ain't buying no big extravagant shit. But you was somebody that you seen something that reminded them of you, or you reminded them of that, whatever the case may be, you would buy certain things. So you gave them flowers, or you seen this, so you got that. You sent them songs. You wrote poems about them. You seen when they were sick, you was nurturing them. When they needed certain things, you were replenishing them. See, you was playing a certain position. You was building that foundation. See, some of them didn't see your worth because the other person was trying to pay them off. Other people was buying them and bribing them, trying to get the material gains when you was really healing them. You was really changing out the foundation. You was rewiring them. You was making it so that, again, the other person could have gave them a paint job in a sense, right? So their vehicle, which was the mind, body, and soul, was really a lemon. They was depressed, they was tired, but they was pretending like they was getting it. It was pretending like they was happy. When you was really somebody who was going to sit there and scrap everything, you was going to rebuild that. So again, chosen ones, they may have looked at the exterior, seen it was a little bumped and bruised, but they didn't realize you had a whole new engine that was with you. You had the ability to go way above and beyond the miles that the other person had. They just looked flashy with that shit. So some of them was out here moving around with some flashy lemons, and it was energetically. These people who didn't have nothing going for them, they was again buying and bribing. Whereas you were somebody that was really supplying. You was really somebody who was rewiring them, changing the dynamics. See, I'm not going to sit there and give you $1 billion. I'm going to teach you how to get it. I'm not going to sit there, because you have to think about this. They didn't realize, chosen ones, that the person that was buying and bribing them was secretly manipulating them to restrict them. They're going to provide it so that you didn't provide it for you, so you forgot how to get it. That's almost like those people who feed the bears or feed certain animals and they forget how to survive. See, they sat there and chose those people over you, and they forgot all about themselves. Now they don't know. Now they stuck. Now their finances are getting limited because they was dependent on somebody else. Now they done got wrapped up in certain drama, certain as far as fraud, certain all of that, right? Whereas you were somebody, chosen ones, that you were teaching them how to build it. You were teaching them. Now, yes, they could have went anywhere. This is almost like, yes, you could buy a house anywhere. You can go look at a house that's for sale and buy it anywhere. But it hits different when you buy your own land and you build that shit up brick by brick yourself. When you actually have a hand in building certain things and seeing your whole vision come together. See, they wasn't liking that. They were somebody who was inside. They wanted to be all fancy and shit. They looked at you, didn't see your value because you was muddy. You was out there in the elements. You was in the middle of the field. You was really at the battle. You was putting that work in. Of course, you wouldn't have been best dressed, chosen ones. You was actually doing something. So they sat from the window and looked at you. They was out there laid up with all these other individuals watching you, laughing at you because they seen that you was out in the elements. You was getting rained on. These are seasons where you felt like things wasn't going your way. There was times where you had to stop but still sit out in the rain because you was waiting for God to bring more certain materials in. You was waiting for the next move. So that's equivalent to you waiting for God to bring those other bricks so you can do the other things that you need to do. You was out there in the mud. You was out there in those elements. Again, you was putting that work in. They watched from a distance. They laughed at you. They paid you no attention. But now, chosen ones, and I'm telling you, now that little brick foundation that you laid at first, so this was you disconnecting from everybody. Because think about the cement as far as foundation. If you got the wrong shit mixed in, that's going to be part of the foundation. So you had to filter certain things out. You had to break up that ground and sit there and try something else out. You really had to do your work, right? So now guess what, chosen ones? Now that brick by brick, they went about their business. Now time done passed. And now all of a sudden, what started off small, now you're almost finished with it. Now all of a sudden, chosen ones, you're making the last little finishing touches before everything takes off for you. See, you ain't even realized what God had in store for you. You was out here willing to accept the bare minimum. You ain't realized that he had something more powerful. See, you were so used to going to the dollar section. Now, ain't nothing wrong with thrift shopping and all of that, because I'm somebody that, baby, my dollar gonna get stretched, right? But no, chosen ones, you so used to go into the section where when your funds was limited that you sat there and was settling. God said, nah, now you got more added to your account. What do you want? And he's gonna have it, he's gonna handle it. So you ain't gotta settle no more. What do you want in your partner? You want somebody who loves you, protects you, there's for you, shows attention towards you. There's a lot of people who like you, but they don't tell you, so therefore they not valuable. What is it? If that's something, no. That's no. We're not doing that. So, chosen ones, you're going to go where you're reciprocated. You are now going to build up your foundation. Instead of just purchasing a house that can get wiped out, a house that has no foundation, it was somebody else's dream. They just built something quick to have some. Nah, now you're thinking about what do you want? Okay, what makes you happy? You don't need $1 million to be happy, chosen ones, to feel like a billionaire. You got $1 million mentality right now. So you thinking $1 million is what's going to make you happy. You just playing yourself because you have the ability to get $1 trillion, right? You got certain goals, chosen ones. So don't think, oh, you need all of this money to get this. No, say what do you want, and God's going to make sure that you have it to get it, right? So if you say that you want a foundation, now I'll speak on behalf of myself. I want a house. I want a house that has the sunroom. I could look and see the stars or the rain. I could look up. I want that, right? I want a room, a house that has some land on it, so I can go ahead and build nice, beautiful gardens that have as far as produce too, have my apple trees, orange tree, all of this, right? Certain fruits and vegetables too. I want certain animals on my farm. I want as far as, now it doesn't take $1 million to get that. I just want a foundation where my stuff's paid. I ain't got to worry about how it's getting paid. It's handled. I want something where I can live off the land, where I don't have to, I can actually help other people eat if I needed to. You understand? There's certain things that I don't need all of that. I don't need a foreign. I done been there and done that, right? I loved it, but I also realized I love Hondas more. I like oldies. It's all about perspective. What makes you happy? There's some of you that feels bad about the putt-putt you driving, whereas there's somebody else that collects them. So like for myself, I love old schools, right? I love old school Chevys. I like the Monte Carlos. I didn't have them, right? I like the long big boy cars, but I love old school like Chevys, right? Now, chosen ones, if there's some of you that could have got handed down a Chevy, you feeling bad about your putt-putt, and there's somebody else that's ready to have that all dressed up, put some work in it, somebody else that loves it. So don't sit there and go based upon your happiness in comparison to other people, because what makes you happy makes you happy. It's not about them. So again, them thinking like, oh, well, you have to be flashy, look like you dress for prom every day for you to be prosperous. No, if you feel like dressing up, dress up. If you don't, do you? What makes you feel comfortable? What clothes make you feel comfortable? What makes you feel valuable? What do you want to do? Not what they say you can make money doing, because that's not true. There's some people will limit you because they don't see it, but they don't have the vision to. They're not equipped to. It's not their purpose. It's not their position. What makes you happy? As far as your partner, there's some of them will tell you, oh, your partner got to have $1 million. No, but I want to have my partner to be able to provide something. I want you to provide peace. I want you, okay, if we got to work together to pay certain things, we're going to work together to pay certain things. But are we living within our means? But are we sitting there settling too? I want to know. So for my partner, you don't need $1 million, but do we have the ability to get it? Absolutely. Are we going to be healthy? Are we going to be happy? Are we going to feel prosperous? Are we going to work as far as in our alignment? So therefore, we got time for each other. That's my thing. Like, yes, I done been there with partners who have large incomes that come in. That's beautiful. However, no, you didn't have no time with them. So therefore, I'm somebody that I value time with my person. I like my independence too, where I work on my purpose. You work on your purpose. That's cool. But at the same time, I don't want you. Some people want to be forever pen pals. That's not me, right? But we could live at a distance, but we come together. We excited to see each other. It's just a difference. So chosen ones, don't allow somebody else's perspective to have you feeling like you need a certain type of dynamic. What makes you happy? What's the foundation look like? You understand? Like, what is something that are requirements that you want? Somebody who pours into you, somebody who can balance out their work life and their work schedule, their home life and their work schedule, somebody who's going to compliment you, not just by complimenting you, but because who they are as a person just naturally compliments you. Somebody who knows them so they know you as well. Somebody who notices the small things, right? So you want somebody somebody, chosen ones, they may not got $1,000,000, but what they do have, they try their best to sit there and accommodate you. So they may not have money for those $500 bouquets, but they may got enough for that $10 one for you. They may see roses and flowers and be able to collect those things for you, but they're showing effort. They're showing you that they're willing to pour into you, do what they can to do for you. So imagine what God's going to reward them with, the fact that they was trying to do what they could for you when they didn't even have it to give it. Does that sound familiar? Because you was in that similar position where you didn't have all these finances to get to the person, but you had love. You really spoke life into them. You really were there supportive for them. You were protective for them. You were their peace when they felt that it was chaotic. You were somebody that, again, seen more and seen their value. But because you didn't have material things, they may not seen it. Where, again, chosen ones, had they did right by you, they would have knew that God had certain things aligned for you. So as he blessed you, he was going to bless this person too. See, some of y'all realize you get rewards for being with the right person, but you also get rewards for leaving the wrong one as well. And I'll say this because you protecting a person, you loving a person. Again, you may not have $1,000,000,000 to go take them on a fancy restaurant, but you cooking for them. For the right person, that's beautiful. For the right part, I can speak again on behalf of myself. I don't really like eating at restaurants like that because I don't trust what y'all got going on behind the scene. I don't need you coughing in my shit, all that other shit. No, I get grossed out when I think about people in my food, right? So I'm somebody, nah, cook for me. I like to be laid back. We can cook together. Shit, we could try new things. You understand? Like, not every chosen ones, there's somebody that's out there like you. But again, if you're somebody who likes fancy restaurants, you'll end up attracting that type of individual. But also know your value, okay? So again, this person, when you first meet them, they may not be able to take you out of the country, but they try to take you out of the house, right? Okay, cool. God's going to reward that person for doing right by you because they're trying to be the best that they can be, but at the same time trying to pour and invest in you, still trying to do certain nice gestures for you. God's going to reward them where he's able to give them $1,000,000 to do 1,000,000 things that they wanted to do, but at that time felt like they couldn't do, but they got rewarded to because they did right by you. So there's certain things that play out, but you also get rewarded, chosen ones, for walking away from people that you aren't supposed to be. There's certain things that God will block until you walk away from those people, and then you'll start getting rewarded. That person had karma, all this stuff connected to them. God was like, I'm not going to reward you so that you can stay in that situation. Why would I have you be happy in that household when I told you you're supposed to be up out of there? Why would I have you comfortable in Georgia when your ass is supposed to be moving to Cali? Why would I have you comfortable in Florida when you're supposed to be moving? So on and so forth. So no, God's like, certain things you don't get rewarded, things get stripped from you so that you can make the moves that you're supposed to, which is going to assist you, which is going to put you in a better position for you, but you got to get there, right? It's like a little piece of the puzzle. You got to get there so you can get the next clue. And then the next clue is going to take you to this until you get to where you're going to, right? Now, I say this, chosen ones, because there's some of you, as soon as things start looking good for you, you go back to the individual that God sat there and told you not to go back to. So there's some of you, as soon as things start going better in your life, you start doing good on your side, they start going good on their side, all of a sudden you feel like that's a sign for y'all to come back together. Absolutely not. Some of y'all are getting rewarded because y'all ended that relationship that you wasn't supposed to be in. So again, there's some of you that's going to go back into that season of karma where everything was looking good for you, because when it started looking good for you, you went back to the same individuals that wasn't for you because they started looking good too. Some of their karma changed because they're no longer able to do what they was doing towards you, so they stopped getting karma for restricting you, holding you back, lying to you, cheating on you. They're no longer around you, so that they got their karma, and now they got an opportunity to build again. But as soon as you around them and they start doing the same dumb shit again, guess what? Karma's going to start hitting them, and then it's going to hit you too, because you knew better to give this person another opportunity to do the things that they did to you. You already seen what they was capable of doing, so they're only going to do that again. You understand me? I'm telling you, there's certain and I'll say that, so just be mindful, okay, chosen ones? Now, again, there's some of you, as soon as things go good for you, you go right back in a situation. You finally got the demons off you, so now you think you can start back drinking. You finally start getting the demons off you. Now you feel like you can go back sexing and all of that. Now you're going to be seeing demons again, going through the same shit again, and missing your opportunity, missing your mark for your person, your position, all of that to come in because you out here entertaining those shit. So be mindful. All right. But chosen ones, I'm going to get up off of here because I do have a few coaching sessions to do. Now, listen, again, today is the last day for the buy one, get one free. This is the buy one for the 10-minute readings, the 15-minute recording readings. These are readings that if you're not available to speak on the phone, I record it for you just so you can go back and reference to it because I'll tell you about your past, your present, and things that are going to get aligned for you so that you can change the dynamic or, again, accept the course that's getting presented. Also, chosen ones, I have 10-minute readings as far as via phone. So we talk, it's a 10-minute session, we via phone. But I also do have the 30-minute coaching sessions where we speak for 30 minutes. Again, I'll talk about your past, present, your future, things that align for you, cycles you're connected to, if this person is good for you. I also have the hour sessions available. Now, in addition, chosen ones, the relationship readings will be buy one, get one too. So if you want to know if that person's a karmic or your divine boo, if you want to know who's about to be aligned for you, I got you, all right? And I say this, chosen ones, because again, this is a really important time for you because things are going to be aligning quick. A lot of you have major changes that are about to shift starting like the first or second week of January. So when I'm telling you, you got to be at the place where you need to be almost to receive that baton in a sense. So think about racing. Yes, you have to be where you're at to have your hand out to receive that pass. And that's what's happening, all right? So if you need me, I got you. Also, we will have changes in the services available to you, in the prices too. So definitely take advantage of the sale, but also invest in yourself, all right? I love you so much, chosen ones. I'm proud of you. I'm going to post this on YouTube. If you need me, I got you, okay? Be great.